My very first show is going to be somebody special to me. It's going to be my little sister, Denishi Blake. And she's going to be coming here talking to you about nutrition. Her company is called The Plant-Based Transformation. She's a graduate of the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. Right, so she can tell you the things that we need to put in our body, the things we need to keep out of our body. She's going to talk to us about what made her see the light and start her journey into transformation, because it's hard. You know, we've been having these bad habits all our life. We have these bad habits and we wonder why it's hard for us to give up barbecue chicken wings. You know, it's kind of hard for me to ride past and smell some chicken wings, some barbecue chicken wings, and be like, oh no, I'm cool. That's not good for me. I know it's not good for me, but you know, it's calling me. So nevertheless, we're gonna let her break that down. Be our first guest, Denishi Blake, because health is wealth. There's no need to be out here chasing the paper and your body breaking down. You might as well do them both at the same time. Okay, testing 1 2 1 2. Yo, you tuned into the first edition of Boss Talk 94303. I got my guest in, personal guest, my sister. You know what I'm saying? So this is real authentic, you know, and she's the owner and operator of the Plant-Based Transformation. Mm-hmm. And let you go from there. You tell me what's the Plant-Based Transformation?
Hey everybody, I'm DB Blake here and I'm with the Plant-Based Transformation. It's a plant-based food education company where we educate people on what they should be eating and what's best for their bodies, because everybody's body is different. I'm also the owner of PedalPowerEntertainment, which is an edible food entertainment company. We blend smoothies on bike blenders. We're kind of one of a kind. Not too many people do that, so we stand out a little bit. That's a little niche market. But I've been plant-based for about, I would say 18 years or so. Uh-huh. And I started, first of all, my grandmother, you know my grandma, she died when I was about 14 years old. Right. And she had breast cancer. Okay. And then my mom ended up with breast cancer when I was about 21. Uh-huh. So somewhere between that, I realized that there must be what everybody is eating. What are we eating that's causing this, right? Okay.
So just automatically, your mind said it has to be something that they're eating.
Yes. And
okay.
I wanted to do something different. It's like, okay, you got grandma, you got mom, me. Right. So what do I need to do that's different from what they're doing? And the only thing that I could think of was food at the time, right? So I began doing a little bit more research, and I was automatically going down this vegan road or plant-based road or whatever one wants to call it, probably around 9, because I was at a girlfriend's house and she said they had some ham. Now I used to smash pork chops, smothered pork chops, fried chicken, all that, right? So I didn't come from those type of people that thought that way. We smash mac and cheese, all of it. So when I was about 9, her mom had some ham and she said, yeah, it's from a pig. And I was like, a pig? Because nobody had ever told me that meat, and I mean, it sounds so crazy, but at 9 years old, I didn't know that meat came from animals. Right. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just eating what was in front of me. So when she told me that that the ham was pig's butt, that shifted everything for me. I was like, oh, this is a butt of a pig? Oh, I don't want that. You know what I mean? So then automatically I started shifting out of bacon. And then probably around 15, I stopped eating beef. So no more beef. And then 29, maybe 28, 27, 28, somewhere around in there, I stopped eating chicken.
So at home, was mom still cooking that stuff?
Oh, absolutely. And
so you just was staying away from it?
I was staying away from it. You know.
So at the time, was you like seeking knowledge and gaining more knowledge at the time?
So at 15, you know, I just started cutting out the meat. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do. I just didn't want it. You know, my spirit, but I just didn't want it. You know. So but when I hit about 26, 27, that's when I really started doing the research on what can I eat? What are the alternatives, right? So that's when I found, because I always loved beans, right? But that's when I really got into beans and greens, eating like kale and spinach, because we would have mustard greens and collard greens, but I didn't know nothing about kale. You know, we didn't do that. And if the cabbage was always smothered. I didn't know I could have raw cabbage. So there was a lot of things that I just had to learn, and I had to open my mind to be receptive, right? Because if I know that the food is harming my body, then I'm going to do the best that I can to not do that. But that's a mindset, and you got to grow to want to heal, right?
Yeah, you know why? You're right about that, because so many times we hear people and they'll say something like, yeah, I know this ain't no, but we've been eating this all our life. We grew up on this. We grew up on this. And it almost be like, well, if you know that that's not right, why accept the fact that just because you grew up on this, that this is what I'm going to do?
Exactly. And your body, you've already programmed your body because it's addicted. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you already addicted to all that sugar that you eating in that peach cobbler. Not that, I mean, you know, I like peach cobbler too, but I do it differently. If I'm gonna do it, I make it different. I choose the ingredients differently. So that's kind of what I help people do. We go into your pantries. We go through the pantry. We talk about what's in the pantry. We have you start reading the labels and the ingredients, and then I start helping you find alternatives, because for everything that you have, from flour to seasonings, there's a healthy version of it, period. And you can still, and it'll taste better, to be honest with you. You know, it'll taste better and you'll feel better. So that's kind of what the plant-based transformation is. You definitely got me.
Over the years, I'll be subtly like looking at the back of everything now to see how much sodium, how much cholesterol. And so I'll be trying to, even when I go buy things that I know, like potato chips or something, I still look and see which one got more sodium. Let me at least stay off this a little bit, because you know, we know that basically bad health is big business. Bad health is big business. You know, why do a 2-liter of soda cost 99 cents, but a bottle of water, a 16-ounce bottle of water costs $1.79? Like, for real, like, nobody thinks about things like that. And it's like, that make you say, that is crazy.
That's so maybe, crazy.
Yeah.
And
you know,
on top of that, if you think about it, like when you go to the grocery store, that's another thing I teach, because it's just being mindful. The grocery store is a business. Those are big businesses too. It's not their job to make sure what they have in the stores for you is good for you. It's their job to have things on the shelves for you to buy, period. They don't care about your health. So if you go around the perimeter of the grocery store, and the produce, the vegetables, you paying, I'll put it this way. I went to the grocery store the other day. I spent $223, and I probably had about 4 bags. And you know, because I had mostly produce. Now, if I would have went down the middle aisles and got some box stuff, some canned goods. Canned goods cost $1. Box stuff costs $2.
You'd have had a whole shopping cart full.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's because ain't none of that stuff good for you.
But so to some people, to some people that don't have it, in their mind, they don't have it because, you know, like you said, we know the healthier food costs more money.
Exactly.
So this person that's trying to feed these 3 kids on this little salary is like, I gotta get these hot dogs and these pork and beans because I can, or these tacos, because I can feed 3-4 kids off this few dollars. I don't really have them. I mean, what do they do?
So so what I suggest for people to do is go to your local farmers market, connect with the farmers there, because people are willing to work with you. You know, you might have to buy a little bit in bulk, but like, for example, instead of hot dogs, you could get turkey meat. You can get turkey meat, right? I'm not saying if you can't do it, you can't do it, but you might as well do better. So if instead of beef, do turkey, right? Because the hot dogs is all bad. But if you could do turkey meat and make you some patties, go for it.
Okay, so one thing I do want to get explained to me, because a lot of times I'll be in grocery stores and everything's seedless grapes, seedless watermelon, seedless this. Like, I'm confused. What is seedless fruit, and is it good for you or is it bad for you?
So with my understanding with anything that is seedless, because everything bears from a seed, we bear from seeds, right? And all fruit, anything should have a seed in it, because seed is life. Right. So if you have anything that's seedless, then that's genetically modified. It's been modified and created somewhere. I don't know where, I don't know how, but I do know that if it does not have any seeds, it's been engineered to not have any seeds.
And so is there any like studies to show or anything, proof to show that this stuff is harmful in a certain way?
So just like in everything takes time, right? So what happens is they'll create a product, they'll create something, they'll give it to the public, right? And then over the years, you'll realize, oh, this is not good for you. Like with cigarettes, right? Like cigarettes was created, and then years down the line, they start talking about nicotine and all this can help you with cancer and causing and this and that. But they released it out to people regardless, right?
To make money, of course.
To make money. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the grapes and with the watermelon. Like I don't eat anything without seeds in it, period.
So where do you find fruit with seeds? Because I'll be looking.
So you know, I'm here in Savannah, right? And so watermelon, you could get it from the farmer's market.
Okay, yeah.
The grapes, unfortunately, I haven't had any grapes in a long time because the grapes I can't find seeded grapes, right? And if you do, they probably cost 10 times as much as you know. So unfortunately, I don't know about the grapes, but that's the only thing that I don't know is that doesn't have the seeds. Everything else has the seeds, the apples, the pears, everything else I've had. What else?
I'll be seeing some lemons that look suspect too. Because I drink lemon, I'll be having lemon. I drink lemonade tea almost every night, and so I'll be seeing some of the lemons when I cut into it. I'll be like,
no seeds.
I ain't gonna say it, but it ain't a seed, but it just don't look right.
But you know how lemons usually have a bunch of seeds in them,
right?
And so when you get with that don't have any seeds, that is suspect.
Right.
So what you do is what I tell people. One of the things where you know something is organic or not. You know those stickers that's on the food.
Yeah.
On your produce.
Yeah.
And it starts with 40 something. The 4 means that it's conventional, right? Meaning that it's grown with pesticides. It's not organic, basically. So anything that has a 4 on it, it's not organic. If it has a 9 in front of it, so 9-4, blah, 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 that means it's organic, grown without pesticides, right?
Okay, a jewel. That's a jewel right there. Okay.
Yeah. And then I can't remember if it's a 3 or an 8, and I'll get that information for you. But if it's a 3 or an 8, that means I think it's an 8. It's genetically modified, and you just want to put that down altogether. Period.
And then the 4 means what? It's organic.
The 9 is organic.
The 9 is organic.
It's organic. 9-4, blah blah blah. If it's a 4, it means that it's grown regularly, conventionally.
Okay.
So it may have pesticides in it, right? So keep in mind. With the pesticides, you know, the fruits that have, like, for example, a cantaloupe, right? Your cantaloupe is protected. It's got that skin around it. So if that's something that's not organic, that's okay. But strawberries, if you look at your strawberry real closely, you'll see those pores in them. You'll see that it has pores. That, you want that to be organic if possible, right? Because if you're getting that sprayed with pesticides, that goes into your body.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So you got to think about that too. So, yeah.
Okay. That's definitely what I wanted to know was about the seedless fruit, because I'm a big fruit eater now.
Yeah.
I like grapes and I like watermelon, and it's getting harder and harder for me to find some good sweet regular watermelon with seeds in it. I like spitting my seeds out. I like spitting my seeds out. Don't cheat me for my seeds. You know what I'm saying?
With the watermelon, because what I'm starting to do is just really, because I'm realizing the food is just the food. It's cost so much, so I'm getting ready to start trying to grow my own stuff. You know, I don't have a green thumb or anything like that, but I'm just gonna give it a shot.
Right. Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
I think the most important thing in this whole process is mentally understanding that my body is more important than my bank account.
Period.
Because so if I'm just going to keep knowing I'm going to go out here and buy the best flyest car I can, keep it clean, the best clothes I can, keep them at the cleaners, but then I'm going to go eat trash. I'm gonna go eat trash, and I still eat trash, and I think like that sometimes, and I be like, so sometimes, I get on my kick where I'm gonna do this, and I be good sometimes, but then, we like you said, it's a drug. So we relapse.
Process, right? It's a process, because I used to eat candy. I mean, it's taken a long time, but once you own that, I'm the only one that's killing myself. Because ain't nobody forcing you, spoon feeding you, and putting nothing in your mouth. You do it yourself. So once you realize that it's me and I have the power and the control, and I don't want this for myself, you begin to change. Because if you want to feel better, you got to do better. So you got to try it out. You got to try. If you say, fuck it, I'm just going to keep eating the same things, you're going to continue to gain weight. You're going to continue with the high blood pressure, the hypertension, all of that. So if it's a mindset. So the thing that it's hard for me to do is transitions people's minds. But what I start doing is just living the lifestyle. I just started doing it. I said, okay,
Right.
I can't tell people what to do. I'm just going to live it. Now that they see I'm 45 years old, I had a girl look at me like today and was like, what, 45? Yeah, I'm 45 years old. Because I don't look it, because I take care of myself. I drink water. I eat fruits and vegetables. And you look good. You what? How old are you now?
56.
Are you 56 years old?
56. Yeah.
You look good, Bobby.
I mean, a lot of mine is genetics. Yeah, I try to do things, I try to drink a lot of water. I've always eaten a lot of green vegetables. Growing up with your mom, we ate a salad with everything.
Exactly.
And I know I got older, and it took me to be like almost 40 something to realize everybody don't eat salad. I was like, I thought everybody ate salad. I grew up every day. We had salad with whatever meal we had. We had salad. So I was so used to eating green vegetables, but I still don't do the best. I still want to do better, but nevertheless. So if a person was wondering, okay, I'm this full-fledged person, I know I need to do better. What's the first thing I need to do? What would you tell the person the first thing to either try to give up, or first of all, try to get your mindset right and understand that your body is like a vehicle. And if you don't put the right gas and the right oil in your car, you don't go get services, your vehicle's going to break down. So until a person understands that, it's going to be hard. But once they made up that mind, I want to do better. But like you said, since it's a drug, it's hard for some people to just go cold turkey. What first steps would you recommend?
So what I tell people is I don't try to pull nothing away, right? I don't say stop doing nothing. I tell them to add in, right? So let's just start adding in. First thing, add water. Just start drinking water. For the first week, get conscious of how much water you're drinking, right? Because that's going to help in the long run, because a lot of people are drinking sodas and coffee and things of that nature. That's dehydrating the body. With dehydration comes disease, right? Because the body you need water. That's automatic. So what I tell people to do is increase your water intake. If you can lay off the soda, stop the soda first and drink water instead. That's the first thing I tell them to do. And so we might do that for 2 or 3 weeks. Let's just focus on water. And then after they, start getting used to water ain't bad, you could squeeze some lemon into it or some lime. I prefer the key limes, but if you can't do that, lemon is fine. And then after that, we start incorporating the salads, right? Let's get some greens into your diet. Let's start there. So still if you eat meat, okay, but let's now start adding some greens to that meat, right? So then after a while, automatically the body is going to start, because you're getting nutrients, you're getting what the body needs. So you're going to stop craving some of that stuff automatically, right? And what happens is people don't realize it's 90% diet. It's 90% diet, 10% everything else. So the exercise, if you just eat good, just eat what you're supposed to eat for 30 days, the weight is going to automatically come off. I tell people this all the time, it's going to automatically come off. You don't even have to exercise, right? And that's what people don't believe. It's like, nah, you got to exercise, but then they eat the wrong foods. So you exercising and doing an hour or two exercise, but then you still eating fried chicken and French fries. It don't work like that.
Right.
You got to change your diet first and then focus on the exercise, right? And then the other thing is, like I said, is increase your greens. So after 2 weeks of water, just focus on water. Then the next couple of weeks, increase the green intake. So kale, spinach, cabbage, salads, and be mindful even of the salads, because that iceberg lettuce, there's no nutrients in iceberg lettuce. It's just, it's water really. So romaine lettuce or something like that. So that's just those two alone, Bobby, is great.
What kind of like fruits? What kind of fruits? Because I do know that I started, like, I would substitute some cookies or stuff like that for fruit, but then some fruits you have to be careful of because it has too much sugar.
Absolutely. So your mangoes, your pineapples, those are high. Bananas, those are high in sugar. So people that have diabetes, I would recommend for them to do apples, pears, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, because those are high in antioxidants, and they're good for your blood sugar, right? They don't spike your blood sugar. So
right.
it's best to do apples, pears, and berries.
Okay. So what kind of, and then another thing you were saying that the spice, because you know a lot of the spices is just pretty much salt, you know.
Yeah.
And what kind of like original spices that you can get that kind of help, you know, that you can start substituting with, like instead of salt, use powder. Instead of garlic salt, use garlic powder. I know that.
You already know.
I mean, I know some of these things, but everybody else don't know.
So there's a ton of spices. I'm actually working on a video right now because I'm doing putting together online courses, right? So one of the actual courses is on spices. So as you know, there's a lot of the spices are healing. They have healing benefits to them. So for me, I have garlic powder, onion powder. I use cumin, coriander, basil, thyme, and I use these all in one, right? Like you could just get them in packages and then put them into one little jar.
Like a seasonal or something.
Like a seasonal, yeah. Like
right.
A seasonal. Yeah.
Right.
So you go and you can buy them in packets and then mix your own little seasoning together. And you can put that on anything, soups. You can put them on your salads. If you're eating meat, you can put them in your meat, your vegetables, everything. So it's a free for all. And I'll send you some information once I get everything recorded. We might could do a clip on that, you know.
Right. Okay. So with that being said, it's just basically about having a transformation within yourself to understand that health is just important as wealth. Because here on Boss Talk, you know, we're going to be talking to a lot of people. And of course, everybody's trying to get to the money. So we're talking about how we doing this and how we do that to get to the money, you know. And so, but we have to, that's why I wanted to start off with you, because more important than anything is health, is good health. That's more important than anything. So that's why I wanted to start off with you talking about what you know, and let people know that, you know, that if you want to start out, you want to try to transformate, you know, here she is right here. What you got going on? Tell them what you got going on. Tell people what you got going on.
Well, like I said, we do the pantry makeovers. We do the grocery shopping tours. I do one-on-one coaching with people. I'm right now getting ready to create these online courses. And pushing myself, because that's an area, these videos and all this, what we're doing right now. This is you already know. This is
I already know.
I'm a behind the scenes, one-on-one type of person. So I may have one area down, right? But there's other areas that I still have to grow in. And that's all of us, because we always going to be growing, right? So we have to push ourselves to believe that we could do something different. So for that person that has been eating a certain way or is not feeling good in their body, they can, if they believe that they can feel better, you can reach out to me. I can help you do so. Okay. So info@ThePlantBasedTransformation. And what I'll do is I'll email that to you too. So
okay. So one more time, go over that one more time.
Okay.
From
so
from the Instagram. Yeah. How can we get with you?
Yep. You can find me on Instagram @ThePlantBasedTransformation or PedalPowerEntertainment. That's for the smoothie bar. And then if you're interested in if you want to email me, you can email me at info@ThePlantBasedTransformation. Okay.
And so that's what we're doing. If you want to try to change your habits, understanding that health is wealth, and that, you know, if you want to be around a little longer, it's about quality of life, because we all gonna die when we gonna die. That ain't no running from that. But during the time that we live in, do you want to be healthier or not being at dialysis 3 times a week and taking all these pills and medicines? Because like I told you, when about 8 or 9 years ago, I was with my brother and he went to the doctor because, you know, he has high blood pressure. Yeah. So we checked his blood pressure. His blood pressure is high. So I hadn't checked mine in a long year. So I checked mine. I was like, dang, that's high. So I started going to the doctor. So I asked the doctor, the first thing, she's like, well, you know, you have pre-hypertension. I was like, what's that? She was like, you know, that's high blood pressure. So I was like, so what do I have to do, you know, to try to get it down? And she was like, well, I'm gonna have to write you a prescription. I was like, so there's no way I can naturally get it down? And she was like, no, once you have high blood pressure, it's done. And I felt that day like, that don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I came home and started doing my own research, find out to change your diet, eat, because what back then, even she did say, well, you know, you could change some of the stuff you eat probably has sodium. So when you open your canned goods, rinse them off. When you do this, rinse it off. Rinse it off, because most of the time it has sodium in it. It has salt in it. So those little things, but you definitely, like you said, you got to add your water intake.
Yep.
You definitely got to you do have to exercise. You do have to stay active, because most people is from the car to the couch. You know, they get out the car, come in, kick off their shoes, plop right down on the couch with the remote. You know what I mean? So you definitely do have to be some kind of active. I don't know how, even if you work at your job and you know, park a little farther, and so you can walk a little extra, like little stuff like that. People be saying, I don't have time to exercise because they don't value good health. You can make time. You make time to do everything else. We make time to do everything else.
Exactly. Well, what the thing of it is that people, you're until something happens, that's when you begin to, oh, what can I do? Instead of taking the preventative measures, right? So instead of like you said, even if you take the stairs instead of the elevator, right? Or the escalator, just walk. It's just certain things that you can do. But diet is 90% diet, 10% everything else. So
and men just refuse to go to the doctor.
Oh, I
know. Black men just refuse to go to the doctor, you know, and then we wonder why in these times a lot of people we know is just dying, heart attack, 42 years old, 38 years old, 45 years old, died from a heart attack. Like, what happened? You know, we ain't eating right. We ain't getting enough rest. We wearing our body down. We not exercising. We totally disrespecting our vehicles, and we expect it to still start up and run like it's brand new off the showroom floor. You know, and it just don't work like that. And until, you know, I don't always some days want to get up. I'll be getting up in the morning. I have on a thermal and a hoodie and a beanie out here in this Houston heat, 80, 90 degrees at 9 in the morning. You know, power walking and running my 2.5. But it's like, okay, I don't do it every day, but 3-4 days out the week, I'm on it. And I because I be looking at it like, I do want to make money. I do want to still travel around the world. I got things I'm trying to do. I at least want to be here. And then twice a year, I'm going to the doctor. You know, I told you the age I am. I didn't have my checkups. I didn't have my colonoscophy, my prostate exam, my kidney exam. I mean, you're right. It's like being proactive. If some of these things, because most of these things can be cured. Most of these things, if you get on them before it get out of control, it can, you know, so, but definitely eating, your diet is, like you said, 90%, and the exercise and everything else is 10%, but the diet is definitely 90%. So once again, if you want to start a transformation to plant-based, you can holler at Denishi Blake. Give them your info again one more time.
Okay, it's Instagram at ThePlantBasedTransformation, or you can email me at info@ThePlantBasedTransformation.com.
There you go. All right, so the first edition, Boss Talk 94303, my sister in the building. I love you.
I love you too, brother.
Holler back at me.
Okay, thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Boss Talk. That's what we doing over here. Hey, yo, what up out there? It's your boy So Busy, and I'm inviting you to tune in to my podcast, Boss Talk 94303. Podcast where we talk to creators, business owners, and entrepreneurs from all around the globe. Boss Talk 94303, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, sponsored by Stay Busy Apparel.